Hey everyone, welcome back to the Enduring Churches podcast. This is Trent. I'm here with my great friend Alan, and we're celebrating today, Alan. We're a party.
Yeah, episode 100. Woo! Hey.
I'm getting
you got your party hat. I like it.
There you go.
I think we grew up in the era. You know, we've been looking forward to this because we both know you have to fight for your right to party. I think something like that.
That's an old reference too. I was just telling Alan that I didn't know about MASH. I was like, what? This is like an asthmatic party horn.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. This is what happens when a pastor tries to vape. So anyway. All right. Well, the cool part is this is episode 100, and I just want you to know. I know you some of you are listening to us, and some of you might be actually watching our video of this, and you can see how cheap and we really are when you watch a video like this.
Yeah.
But Trent, I just want you to know I got you a donut today, and so my hands are clean. Yeah, so there's this cool almond joy type donut, or you can be Cookie Monster, or of course just simple pink with sprinkles here. So just have your choice. I'll be glad to kind of feed it through the computer to you. And if that doesn't work, just tell me which one you want, and I'll eat it for you. So anyway, there you go. Happy 100th.
Yeah, something about that doesn't seem fair. I don't know what, but I like the idea. I appreciate the thought. And I'm into the pink with sprinkles, man. I'm all into that.
Yeah, this donut. Yeah. All right, well, there you go. So, yeah, this donut place is literally like 800 meters from my house, so I run an 800, get a donut, run the 800 back. I've worked it off, I'm sure. So anyway.
Hey, I could do that kind of workout deal. Yeah. Well, hey, we're celebrating 100. We started this. Has it been a couple of years ago, Alan? Something like that?
Yeah, almost 2 years ago to the month. We'll be about a month ahead of episodes, but anyway, yeah, 2 years. Can you believe it? Man, a lot's changed in that. Well, I mean, when we started, we told people with over 50 years of combined ministry experience, since we get to double it, those 2 years become 4 years, which means that puts us a lot closer to with over 60 years of ministry experience. Yeah, exciting there.
Yeah. Well, we've been through a lot. We've gotten to talk to a lot of great people over the last couple of years and interviews that we've done, talking with some pastors and people in different forms of ministry. And so it's been pretty exciting. And, but we've learned about ourselves, haven't we too, Alan? What kinds of things have you learned about you, or where are you at? What's changed in the last 2 years?
Well, I think one of the things that this just changed is realizing how much I love this and how much I love talking and helping pastors and thinking about what ministry really is. And, I think it changes you on the inside and you start to rethink through a lot of what you just did naturally to just think through. When I hear people talking about their church, I'm trying to think through the story behind the story. And so I actually find myself doing that in my own life more, and in my own leadership more. I probably have more questions about why I do what I do now. And that's probably kind of good for my ministry. What about you in regards to ministry?
Well, yeah, I'm with you, Alan. I do, I guess, evaluate things more, and I do try to put some intentional effort into things. And that sounds weird, like, oh, well, you didn't do that before. I did intentionally do ministry, but I guess thinking through the process and actually including more people on the run with me, as we talk about enduring, that we're having people join us in the ministry more intentionally. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that sense of intentionality to what you're doing. I mean, we only worked 1 day a week anyway before we started this because we're
That's what
pastors,
my
of course,
sister says. Yeah.
and everything. But no, in all seriousness, and in all seriousness, that sense of, why am I doing what I do? I think that's the intentionality. You want to know the why behind it, and I think that's good. I think we're much more in tune with that, and we're thinking about that more often. Our personal lives have changed a little bit. I'm going to be retiring from the realms of coaching runners this year to concentrate more on this part and on coaching pastors. And so when our track season ends, I end as a coach in that way, but I still hope to be kind of coaching people and encouraging people just in a different way. And so that's certainly a change. My youngest daughter is now graduated from college, and she and her husband are kind of starting to try to make their way in the world. And so that part has changed. So both my kids are kind of in the career path now. So that's a little different. And your personal life has changed quite a bit,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I've looked like it, right? But I'm actually a grandpa at once, and I'm fixing to be a grandpa twice. And so I'm pretty excited about this, man. I'm going
Yeah.
to be the fun grandpa.
Yeah. The fun one. Yeah, absolutely. How could you not be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if those who are listening, if you just saw him right now in his party hat, you would know. So please make sure you stop by our YouTube channel, like it, just so you can like Trent in a party hat, because that's like bucket list material right there. So anyway, yeah. Oh no, here comes that party favor again. Oh my. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be our new intro music. We're gonna do a little party favor song.
There
So
you go.
anyway, I think one of the other things that this has done for us is, yeah, don't you keep your eyes open? Aren't you listening more to different resources and finding things of interest that you think are worth talking about and things that are important for ministry?
Yeah, Alan and I talked about this a little bit ago that we are always looking for what it could be a possible podcast episode. And so I want to throw in, hey, if you have any suggestions, any possibilities, please contact us and let us know that. But yeah, we're always looking, and we've gotten to meet some folks. So we're going to talk about some of our popular episodes, but we've got interviews. As we meet people, we're thinking, hey, would this be a great interview person? We've got an interview coming out really soon with a guy that we both know from Florida, and I'm excited about that. And so, yeah, Alan, as I go about life and do ministry, I'm always looking for possible things that will work, that will be encouraging and helpful in our episodes.
Yeah, and that episode that'll be coming out is with Brian Smith with the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, and he is the kind of the communications director for their denomination. And to talk with him about communications was just a great conversation, and we learned so much every time we talk to someone else. They give us something to think about. And so, in our most listened to episodes, our most listened to episode is by far one where we had our friend Ann Lowe on talking about the Enneagram. And the Enneagram's really become popular. Most people are maybe familiar with the term now, especially in ministry. But that was a pretty fascinating conversation.
Yeah, she was really great at explaining the different types and the different numbers in the Enneagram scale, and how the positives and things to be wary of. And we learned a lot about Alan that was scary, but yeah, no, it was it was good stuff.
Well, yeah. I'm the 8. I'm the infamous, pretty much stereotypical 8. Like when we're going well, we get things done. We're fun. We like leading out things, and when we're not going well, we are the like scariest people in the world, and we do a lot of damage, and there's a lot of collateral damage around us when we're not healthy, and that is probably most definitely me. I am about as textbook of an 8 as you can be. So yeah, definitely so. But the cool part about that one is if you really will take time to delve into that topic, it will teach you about yourself. And I love that it's not one that, whenever you do, we are in a world where everyone wants to hear the positive. People come to church, they don't want you to talk about sin or hell, right? They want you to talk about, how God can bless your pocketbook or whatever. We live in a world that doesn't want to hear the negative side of anything. And the Enneagram was really found based from your weaknesses and not your strengths. And to really look at our vices, our weaknesses. I think that's important, and to know how those have formed us. And I think that's been really good for me and really positive in my personal life, is to see that. And so I'm really grateful that we got to do that. And I'm grateful. We'll link all of these episodes in our notes, so if you can stop by and get those. But if you want to go back and listen to it because you haven't, it is a great conversation, a good primer on the Enneagram. And fortunately, God has really used that. And since then, she's really taken off and getting an opportunity to share her knowledge in that area in several places. So we're grateful, very grateful for that one. And, so go ahead, Trent.
Well, I was just saying, we would encourage people to listen to that episode and to go to her website. Ann Lowe, she's a neat lady, and she's got a lot of insight that will help you in that.
So our second most listened to episode, and this, I don't know if it's good or bad. But I don't know if this is good. Should we say this? But it's the Meet Us episode, our very, very first episode. And so does that mean that people listen to us and then they don't ever want to listen to us again?
That's
after that one, I mean, what was
And so, did they just, it's like, those guys are too weird, I don't want to go there. So, but no, we do want you to know us. We want you to understand who we are and what our heart is, why we do this podcast, why we do what we do, trying to come alongside pastors, is we want to be an encourager. And you need to get to know us. We're fun people.
Yeah, and we've certainly changed. And I think as you listen to us, you get to know us. But we certainly do deal with some facts, some of the facts that we from time to time. But they're certainly in that episode. And one of the things we love, and it's always this way. I mean, the other day someone said something to me about, have you noticed that you say this certain phrase a lot? And I'm like, no. And they go, well, it sounds kind of arrogant. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I should eliminate that one and we've done that. Like, there are phrases, absolutely, Trent, absolutely. I mean, after we listened to our first 4 or 5 episodes, we were like, we've got to ban this word for a while. We can't keep saying absolutely all the time.
And so we absolutely.
What are you going to say to that? Yeah.
Yeah. And so those are things we've learned. The third most popular episode in our list is an interview that we did with Wes Falk. He's a pastor in Louisiana right now, but he wrote an article that appeared in some of the larger magazines, in Christian circles. It was talking about his big fake smile. And he was talking about the hurt and the brokenness that he had been through in church work. And so we got to not only read the article and promote that, but we also got to have an interview with Wes and just hear his heart. And I knew Wes a long time before that. He and I actually served in the same association. And he's got a great heart for people. And so it was interesting to read the article and then to learn more, because there was things that I didn't know that were going on even while we were we actually met in a small group together and stuff. So it was a great one. I'd encourage you to check that interview out.
Yeah, it was an amazing story, and sadly too relatable. You know, what he experienced in the depths of the pain and the hurt that he went through as a pastor. Really, you know, who's expected to provide care and receiving no care own self and his own family. It's sadly a story that's played out too many times, and it just breaks your heart. But then all of us who are in ministry, there's just a sense that you can relate to that. You know what it's like to be hurt, and you know, ministry hurts sometimes. I wish it didn't, but the truth is that if we're gonna be in ministry, we're gonna hurt, and I can't stand that part of it, but it's reality.
Yeah, all of us are going to have to deal with some of that, Alan. And I was so appreciative of Wes being open enough to talk about his hurt. And I think that there's a lot of people that can identify with that. And so that leads us then to our fourth most popular. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Alan.
the Coyote Principle. We talked about twice.
Yeah. Yeah, the Coyote Principle was one of those. I enjoyed it just because it made us think about things in a different way. And you know, leading from Wes's hurts and things, a lot of people will say to you in your church ministry, well, you know, a lot of folks are saying this. And so the Coyote Principle is that rarely is it a lot of people. It's usually just one or two. I got to talk to a game warden that told me, and a coyote hunter that said, hey, you know, rarely are there more than one or two together. Coyotes are kind of loners. And so it sounds like a whole lot more, but when you find out it's really just one or two people. And that's true in church work too, isn't it, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Adversity and church bullies and all of that want you to feel like you're going up against an army of people when it's usually just one or two people. And you kind of have to learn that. You kind of have to experience that and see that. But you need to know that whenever someone says people are saying, that's antenna signs that go up that say beware, 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 because someone's trying to make you think that there's more people upset because they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get their way and all those kinds of things. And so, you have to be sensitive to that. And so it's been such a popular episode that we kind of rebooted it and did the Coyote Principle Revisited and talked about it. And the cool part when you listen to the first one is there's kind of a debate. Is it coyote or coyote? And so, you know, I mean, that's an important thing. You know, it's like, you know.
Well, is it? Yeah. Is it wild?
I guess we had. Yeah. How does this really play out?
Yeah, that's right. So, Alan, you know, we've had a great time. We've recorded, this is recording our 100th episode, but this is not where we end. We want to record more episodes, and we want to do more, don't we?
Yeah, this is not a hey, we made it to 100. We're leaving. We're just getting started. We are hopefully getting better. I'm hoping that the video turns out today as we're recording. It seems a little bit kind of like spaced out. So I hope that as we record this, we're able to put the video part on. But either way, we'll get the audio, and we continue to learn more and develop more, and hopefully we're better at this than when we started, and we love doing this. But here's what we want for the next 100. We want your help. We want you to share our podcast, get the word out about us, let people know that we have this available just as a tool. If they can take 20 or 30 minutes a week just to listen to this and give us some input, we would love to hear from you. We want to know what your ideas are. What do you need us to talk about that will help you endure in your ministry? I know you've got challenges that you're facing out there. As a church member, what is it that make you feel better about the future of your church, knowing that you're going to last and you're going to be successful in ministry over that time. So we'd love to talk about those things. And I think we can even honor some people if they'll reach out to us. Trent, how can we do that?
Yeah. First of all, we would encourage you to go to enduringchurches.com and look through. You can look through on there or on Podbean or other places where you get podcasts, and you can see what our previous episodes were and get some ideas. But then we want to do a giveaway. And so we're going to give away this book here. It's called Replenish, Leading from a Healthy Soul. And so we want you to contact us on our Facebook page at Enduring Churches, and let us know that you listened to this episode. Let us know that an idea that you have, or even that you need some help and encouragement. And if you'll just let us know and comment on our page, on our Facebook page, then you'll be in the drawing for this book. Yeah.
And you know what, Trent, we might even do 2 or 3 of them if people will really get on board and give us your ideas. We'll get you a book. You are definitely worth a book to us, and so we want to be able to do that, and we're excited. We love doing this. We get on, and sometimes we'll talk 30 minutes before we ever start recording, just catching up on our latest few days in ministry and what's going on in our lives. And so it's good for us. And so even if you don't like it, it's still good for us. So there you go.
We do hope that you like it, though.
But we know you do, and we're so appreciative. We can see that there's a very consistent group of listeners, and we are thankful for you. You mean so much to us, and we are honored that you even give us a section of your time, whether that's driving or anything like that. And we hope on occasion that we'll make you laugh hard enough too that you'll spit coffee out your nose while you're driving or something like that. So,
hey, I'm willing to wear a stupid hat for 30 minutes there on this deal just for you guys, just for Alan, because Alan, I want him to smile and laugh too. So yeah, this is great.
Yeah, well, Rochelle yesterday took me to get these little trinkets behind me, and she saw a hat that looked like a potted plant, and she said, "You should wear that. The root so deep, you endure." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so." Anyway, man, Trent, it is so much fun doing this, and I'm thankful for you. Grateful that we get to do this, and I'm super grateful for all our listeners.
Yeah, me too, Alan. I agree with you. I want us to, we're excited. We've got some other interviews that we're working on putting together. We've got some other episodes that we're working on. Again, we always could use ideas on that. We've also talked about a remote interview this summer. We're hoping to do one of those together. We're going to meet in Nashville and do an interview there with some folks. And we're just excited about being a voice for positivity in ministry. And so please keep up with us and let us know, and make sure that you go to our Facebook page and comment and let us know about your thoughts about our podcast, and we'll put you in the drawing for the Replenish book, Leading from a Healthy Soul by Lance Witt.
So there you have it. Episode 100. I guess it's time to put this one in the books and to try to find a way to feed you a donut through a computer screen. And again, if it doesn't work, I'll clean up the mess. But anyway, I love you, my friend, and I'm so grateful that God has allowed us these 100 and look forward to the next 100. So thanks again for joining us. We hope you've had a great time today with us as we celebrate episode 100. And we look forward to getting back with you next week.